So we're on a recording. We're on take 2, seeing as we spent fucking 15 minutes.
Is it actually recording now?
Yeah, it looks like it's recording. It's on my watch saying count. So we did our last 15-minute podcast that we're on. No, it's definitely recording.
Yeah, it is.
That's how Colm checks his camera. Puts his hand in front, like I'm not there.
Yeah, well,
see you for
first time. It's better you didn't check it the last time.
Well,
so
the first time we had you doing a shoot, we have to make sure that you're not as stiff.
Yeah.
So we're on our podcast number 4, First Wonder.
Well, it's technically 3 because last one was 3, but we didn't record it.
No, we've done 3 before.
Oh, right, okay.
This is
4.1.
4A. 4B.
Yeah. And we wanted to chat about a couple things. We've had some really interesting calls with clients and prospective clients over the last couple of weeks, and some consistent themes are coming out of those calls. And one of the ones that really jumped out for me is that this whole problem that people know they need to post on socials to kind of drum up business. They give it a blast for a while, then they get new clients in, then they stop doing the socials, they start losing some clients, they have to start again, get the clients in, and there seems to be kind of a lack of consistency in their approach to socials.
Yeah, well, this is where, what we're trying to do, just stepping back a little bit, as a company, like, what we're trying to do is help companies grow. So what we're talking about, we've been working on a social media package, a simple one for people to help these companies grow. And it's not going to be this, hello Dublin, we need 5 people and give this limited offer. We're going to try to be as genuine as possible. Obviously some of those things work, as we know they do, and if you're comfortable doing that, great. I'm not personally comfortable doing it. Some of those things where you get a little bit uncomfortable doing it, but more basic social media stuff, like adding value to people. Like, let's just take a gym for example. If we were a gym and let's say someone came into the gym, or we record someone in the gym and go, what's your biggest achievement? Because I got my first pull-up. How long did it take? 6 months. Someone who's sitting at home might actually see that and be like, I want my first pull-up. Okay. Now, it could be like, I lost 20 kilos, I lost 10 kilos, I ran my first 5k. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you can, like, me as a gym owner saying it isn't as believable as your social proof of someone in the gym saying it. So making people understand the value that you're adding. Yeah, granted, you'll, in the package that we'll do, we'll be able to tell them about what's happening in the class, so giving them an understanding, and it's all this comes down to barriers for entry, about getting people into gyms.
So you're showing the class as somewhere that's friendly, that's easy to come to. You're showing some of the outputs in the class, and they said they might be a huge achievement, like someone doing a marathon or like has a six pack, whatever. But more realistically, it's a small incremental achievement that somebody has done. Yeah. And there's your content. So like, it's really simple to do. You don't need a fancy camera. You can just do it on your phone,
and we'll show you some tricks on the camera, as I was saying just at the end of the last one that didn't record. If I take a selfie camera, my nose looks absolutely enormous, but if you step back and then zoom in, it looks like a normal size nose. Like here, the camera's further away.
It's very far away.
It still looks big.
So then you have those couple of snippets that you can do every week, and is it then just as simple as like rinse, repeat every week?
Well, here's one for you. So again, I ran a gym for 10 years, so we understand that, like, getting people into the gym, if you get someone into the gym once a week, they're not going to really get improvement. If you get someone in 3 times a week, they're going to get some improvement. But the people who get absolutely the best nick of their life are people who do 5-6 sessions a week. So like, it's the same consistency. You've got to start somewhere on social media, whether it is 1-2 posts. We're going to give you 3 outliers, and we're going to say, be consistent with this over a period of time. Do you get what I mean? And if you go, right, we do it for 4 weeks, same concept of the gym, it's the same process. So if you do 4 weeks, people might start noticing that you're on social media. You do 8 weeks, like same. Your friends, people are like, oh, they've got a good social media presence. 12 weeks again, then you're going to start seeing the rewards of that. Everyone in the whole world noticing, similar to a gym. And gym results, if you get what I mean. And this comes down to, like, why are we doing it? And like, this is why I'm saying, if we step back a second, like, people go, why is Wonderbook helping so much with these sort of companies to help them? It's because the companies, we've aligned our goals with the company's goals, so we only get paid by the end user. So we have to produce, and this is why we spend all of our time and effort producing the most seamless, easy to use booking system, very low barriers for entry. If people have barriers for entry into gyms, like a pet peeve of mine was when gyms put up don't show their prices, and you're like, how the fuck am I meant to know whether it's affordable for me, whether I get the best results,
or value for money, whatever. It's
just show your prices and stop hiding everything. Like, allow people come try it again. In our gym, we did over 5,000 free trials. Well, stop putting barriers for entry up. So I've chatted to some people about this as well, and about memberships and why we're spending so much time and effort with it. As I say, the people who pay us are the same people who pay the companies that sign up to us. So we have a vested interest in trying to make sure that all of our companies do well. So if we can add some value to them by giving them a social media platform, by communicating them about the same thing that you were talking about the memberships, like where should I put the memberships? One of the guys who we were chatting to on the call, we used to run a class. He used to sell a membership of €80 for 20 classes a month.
So for practically free.
€4 a class, right? And he had 12 people in his class for 48 quid. And I'm having a conversation with him here going, can I set that up on the app so I don't have to deal with all those people sending me a text message on WhatsApp and Revolut? Absolutely, we're going to save you so much admin time. Which we would. 2 or 3 hours a week, or 2-3 hours a day probably. Yeah. But I then started breaking down. I was like, that's not the problem here, mate. Like, the problem is that you're earning 48 quid for those 12 people and you're dealing with those 12 people. You can all those people off and do one PT session, and you're going to earn €2 more. If a PT session is €50, you've 12 times less annoying. Not that the members. Obviously, you want to help as many people as possible, but it's those people come in with their own problems that they put it out on you. When you run a class, then you start. By the end of it, they always feel great. One person, like at the end of the day, we all still want to make money. So if you can deal with less people and give better results for that one person, classes you should be earning more. If you're running a class or a studio, you have overheads, you have rent, bills to pay. Do you get what I mean? You have to have it.
And all those bills are going up.
Yeah, and so if you're actually start paying coaches to do the classes as well, as opposed to being able. I had another chat with another gym, and she was doing split shifts, and I chatted to her. I go, I'll have a chat with you in 3 weeks' time. And she was doing split shifts. She goes, I'm absolutely wrecked, because she was doing split shifts, then she was doing PTs in the middle, and you can never switch off when you do split shifts. So I was like, at least Tuesday and Thursday take that evening off so you can somehow relax. She was in 6 a.m. Now some of the people who do set up on the app are absolute animals, and they do really well, but you still need freedom, and this is where it comes down to the deciding on what membership options. We can help a little bit on that, do you get me? Because apart from the fact that we've had a lot of experience, but we've also dealt with a lot of companies that have had the same thing. So for me, an individual, the best way to do it is subscriptions.
Okay.
Having a membership here that you get the same membership after.
So for the person who's signed up, they get their Netflix direct debit, their ESP direct debit, their gas direct debit, they get their gym direct debit. It's one of their bills that goes out of their account. Every month, and they stop thinking about it. That
reminds me of a funny story when someone asked me could they pause for the weekend. In my gym, I was like, we don't even open on Sunday. Can you pause your Netflix thing? Absolutely not.
My battery died.
Absolutely not. But yeah, so we were saying is giving them the option. I would always be pushing people, individuals who are running classes, just individuals who don't have any backup. We have backup, and we only run in our gym. We only run subscriptions. It's the only way we can succeed, because we have to pay staff and we have to pay rent and bills. If you're by yourself, I don't advise subscriptions. You can do it, and there are people on the app who do it and they do really well. It's just struggling to get holidays and stuff like that, and giving yourself some time off is a little bit tricky. Now we have a very simple system on the app where you just hide the days that you're not there, but people who are subscribing, our subscriptions are they're subscribing to you. At least a single payment, you know what I mean? They've committed to 10 classes. You can normally give them the 10 classes, and then when they sign back up, do you get what I mean? They can decide whenever they want to sign back up. Again, we've done everything in our power to make everything as admin free as possible. A single payment is a certain period of classes over a certain period of time. That's your discounted rate. Like, people always ring up and go, can I get a discount on the discounted rate? No, your discounted rate is the price of that class.
So when you're setting up your pricing or reviewing your pricing, how many packages should you have?
Well, if you're a one-off company and you have one location, the basic rule of thumb would be max 3, 2 to 3, because you're going to have your pay-as-you-go price, unless you want to put a barrier for entry up on that, which I don't advise. Your pay-as-you-go price, always a really high price, so that when you go to buy your membership, people feel like they're getting perceived value. If you put 25, 30 quid a class, then the perceived value of getting 18 quid a class or 17 quid a class is much better.
But then if you have such a high price for doing one class, does that stop new members coming in?
No, well, I'd allow a free trial.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So again, taking in that barrier for entry, because the problem with all these things is not the service that they're providing; it's the fact that nobody knows about the service, and this is where we're trying to help. It's like Starbucks do so well; it's not because they have the best coffee. It's a corner shop that's better coffee, but everyone knows about Starbucks.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
So it's the marketing and the branding. So if we can help with that, we can be the community that takes down the corporates. That's what we'll say. But if we can help the companies with that and help them grow by giving them this platform of the 16,000 app users currently, your social media links on it, the help that we're going to help with a social media package that we're going to get, and some marketing packages that we're going to be working on as a company to send out to these people, and some advice for the different services that we have. So like, let's say gyms aren't going to have the same goal as a sauna place. But we fucking sauna places are the easiest to market for.
But some of the principles will be the same. That in terms of, if you've got loads of pricing options, that's really confusing. It's going to put people off, no matter what you're doing. You've got simple, easy to understand pricing.
Well, that goes down to the analogy of, there was a study done on ketchups where they had 3 options of a ketchup: a low, a medium, and a high price. Just 3 ketchups on a supermarket shelf, and 90% of people went for the medium option because they didn't want to be too cheap. They didn't want to spend the premium price, and they went for the medium option. So same concept will happen with a membership. But if they did the same study and they put like 100 options for the ketchup, and then less people chose any options.
Yeah, still know what to do
because they had too much choice.
Okay, so gyms,
3 options.
Gyms, saunas, personal trainers, yogas, adopt the ketchup model.
Well, I would say, with sauna setups, I would never be doing a subscription, because sometimes you can be, if it's outside, you can be subject to the elements. So do you get me? Don't be doing a fucking subscription, because what if fucking 3 weeks in Ireland?
But the pricing, but the principle of pricing, which is a low, a high, a medium, and make the medium one that you're going to make the most profit from. Yeah, because that's where you want people to come.
Yeah, well, I'd be going. Well, if you just simplify it a bit more, your medium or your high offer is your pay as you go, 25 quid, and then whatever you decide on your thing. Because there's some classes which are unbelievable value. It's like they charge €10 a class, and I'm like going, what? Where can you go with your memberships then? Down to 4 quid and earn 48 quid for 12 people. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why would someone? You have to try and get people to subscribe to you or be a member to you, because that's the only way businesses can succeed. Is having residual income, or people committing to 10 classes over a period of time.
And they've made that commitment then, so they're more likely to go.
And that leads back to then, why is the app beneficial? Because the app remembers you. Do you know what I mean? It books you into, you can book into your class, we can notify you that class is there. It's all simple, easy to use. And we genuinely try our best to make that as seamless and easy as possible.
Okay, so if I've bought a membership and I want to book into a class this afternoon, how fast can I do it?
Within a matter of seconds.
Okay.
I could even say, I did a demo where I actually sent a membership, so we didn't even charge fees. I know you don't like me talking about that. But we sent a membership to someone. We did it at the Poseidon. We just did a video on it. And we sent a membership to him. Instantly he had 10 credits there for him to use. Okay. But this comes down to, like, what are the barriers for entry for a company to sign up to Wonderbook? Absolutely none. You can sign up and create your schedule within a matter of minutes, less than 5 minutes. You have to, if you want to get paid, you have to connect to Stripe. They're a payment processor. You pay a small amount of Stripe fees. After that, you don't pay us any fees. The people who pay us fees are the same people who pay you fees. Okay, this is why we're trying to make this as seamless and easy as possible for them, but also trying to add some value in the sense that, like, companies that book into you, and we use that community effect. It's like, if I can book in to get my car valeted and book a yoga session, that's adding value. Or someone coming from the country to go, want to go find a gym session. If we can showcase them that there's other places on and give this sort of community of services that people can book into, we're adding value. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I was down in Cork over the summer at a beach, and there was a sauna and there was beach yoga, and the guy who ran the sauna, or the person who ran the sauna and the person who ran the yoga, had a package. So you could do a yoga session and a sauna session for 20 quid or something in the morning. Could something like that be done on the app?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. Like that. Those are the certain things that we wanted. We wanted, like, this is where we're saying about,
like, could you create a package with a partner business that was nearby you?
Yeah, you can. You can actually link two companies together, but again, that would be, they would be slightly separate. So you can link, but if they're two different payments, then you have to decide which one is paid. So you can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're the sole provider of both companies. So, like, there's Fog Sale Saunas have 2 companies, one in Galway and one in Dublin. They have 2 different accounts because they're miles away from each other, so they have 2 different locations. And they're, like, the goal will be, I'm assuming, for some of those sauna places to have a lot more sauna places around. Do you know what I mean? But you got to start somewhere with one, produce your bookings and get all that set up. But you can do it. And again, if I'm on the app and I'm in Dublin, I'm going to see the one that's close to me, which is in Dublin. If I'm in Galway, it's done by geolocation, so I'm going to see the ones that are close.
Yeah, you can find it easily.
And what does that do? That increases your conversion rates. Do you get what I mean? And what do we care about? We care about conversions and giving a seamless, easy bookings and payment system. And why do we care so much? Because you don't pay us, the company, the users pay us. So we want to create as much value for the users as possible and the company. So the company's taking off your time draining admin. Fuck that signing up for like when you go to most booking systems that are half decent, they get someone on, they sell it to you, sign up for 6 months at 150 quid a month. Do you get what I mean? And then they tend to forget about you. All the time in the world selling you the software, and then they forget about you. We give you the software, and then we work with you to grow, because the better you do, the better we do as a company. This is why we spend our time and effort on these sort of things, to create as much value as we can for the companies.
Okay. So on that topic then, right? So how do, if you're starting out or you're just trying to grow, how are you going to stand out from the crowd? Because like, there's a lot of people out there providing services.
Oh, 100%. Well, the two unique aspects that we have is we're free.
Okay.
And we have that community effect of other people being on it. And then if we can give you some, it's hard. Obviously, social media being so fickle these days and everyone absorbing content really quickly. This would lead down to, let's say if we were doing a company, adding some value to a company, like what we were saying earlier about that. What did the person get? Show me someone, as opposed to me going, Wonderbook's the best thing in the world. If I can show you a company that's doubled their income in a matter of months, or they've grown their reach, they've had 100 users on it, now they have 200 users, which we have loads of test cases
or they're
on
not wasting their weekend with admin. Yeah,
exactly. Do you get me? If we can get someone else saying that about it, as opposed to me going, no, you won't have admin, that's more valuable for you, because that could be you sitting there with WhatsApp and Revolut. Me telling you, you'd be like, fuck, that guy's a lying prick, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's adding that value to, it's trying to add that value to the companies. And again, look, it might not be for everyone, it might not be the right time. This is why we say we always have to be on. Do you get what I mean? We're trying to get a good balance and figure out what is the best way to get them. When you're ready to sign up, you can try it. The beauty about what we have as well is, even if you're on another booking system, you could come onto the app, create your account, get your schedule up, see what it looks like, see it on the app, see it in working in process, because we don't have any barriers for entry.
And if you like it, great, move across. If you don't like it, that's fine.
We're not pushing you.
No, we don't. There's no contact.
Well, we have a little bit. We'd
like you to stay.
We'd like you to stay. But also, like, for people,
because they're great. But like, that's
but the more services and stuff that we can get on, the better it is for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, it benefits everyone. It benefits us, benefits companies, because unless you want to be your own little white labeled app, which you think is cool, sitting there by yourself, not connecting with anyone else, having your own community. If you sign up with Wonderbook, we automatically instantly connect you with people in your local area, because it's done by geolocations. We have 16,000 app users. You tag us, we share it. We did a giveaway for a sauna place, got over 22,000 views on it. We created a video for another sauna place and some of the gyms, and they're getting over 20,000 views. Do you get what I mean? So we're already automatically giving you more people seeing what your service is. Do you get what I mean?
And we're
doing what we said we did.
And we're growing every month. So those views are going to increase.
Yeah.
So us tagging is going to mean a lot more.
And we're working on stuff to get your name out there. We could effectively call ourselves a promotions company, but you get what I mean. We're out there trying to connect you with more users. Granted, we're a little bit limited on our resources. At the end of the day, it's your service, it's your business. You have to provide a good service. We can help with getting more eyeballs on you. If we get someone to go to your service and you produce a shit service, unfortunately, no marketing or strategy is going to help you no matter what. So, like, nothing we can do there, unfortunately, but we genuinely have a vested interest, and we want to help all of our companies grow and get better.
On that note,
over and out.
That was a nice one, Ken. Probably wasn't as good as the first one.